Anxiety is the most expensive thing in your life. No joke. You might think, well, thanks. Someone's like, yeah, it's true. You might think rent is the most expensive, food, eggs, you name it. It's anxiety. In terms of opportunity cost, the way that it holds you back just when it comes to expression, it's insane. Just when it comes to being yourself, notice how you can immediately tell who is in the, you could say, hold of anxiety. I mean, just look around. Don't point at anyone, but just look and ask yourself, how anxious is this person? How anxious is that person? What about this one? What about this one? You just see it, and it's an immediate turnoff. The person, in terms of how you show up, who's in the grip of anxiety, isn't really you. And it'll hold you back from opportunities. It'll hold you back from putting yourself out there. It'll hold you back in terms of relationships. Absolutely insane. You might think, you know what? I want to say hi to this person. And you say hi, and you could be a great match. But if anxiety has you, you're going to push that person away because they're not really seeing you. If there's just one thing you could remove from your life that would have the biggest ROI, return on investment, it's anxiety. Think about it. In terms of your goals, the actions are always straightforward. The how-to. Just go on YouTube. There's a how-to for everything. Literally everything. The steps are there. What blocks you? That feeling. Like this invisible hand that pulls you back. And it's scary. We listen to it. We let it pimp us out, right? It's like, what's going to happen if you put yourself out there? They're going to judge you. It's going to be the end of it. What? But when you actually think about it, what is the most helpful way to view anxiety? And this is not from me. This. This is anxiety. This is what's holding you back. For real. You want to test it? Scream as loud as you can.
Scream?
Don't do it. Ooh. That's right. Cover your mouth. Cover your mouth. Embarrassing. That was awesome, by the way. Give her a hand, everybody. That was really good. Now, question for you, though. What did that voice say? As soon as I said scream, it was probably like, oh my God, oh my God.
No. Like, everyone's going to look at me. What?
Ooh.
Cover my face?
They're all going to look at me, cover my face? Yeah. Scream as loud as you can. Is that as loud as you can?
Maybe.
No. Oh, no. I see it. There's a fire in there, yet it's whispering, keep it down. Shake your head. Maybe Julien will move on to the next. Look, it even does this.
Hello,
It shakes. This is who's holding you back. Scream as loud as you can. That's right. Pretend he's not pointing at you.
As loud as I can go.
That's it? So you're saying, both of you, if someone was about to get hit by a bus, you see the bus coming, they don't see it, and you had to scream, watch out. That's as loud as you'd go?
Yeah, probably.
Oh, man.
I mean, I would love to go louder.
You. Do you want to know why I pointed right at you? I saw the eyes look away immediately. You went, oh, no, no, no. Anxiety's right here.
What do I scream?
Tell him, what do you scream? Think about what you're going to scream.
Help!
Okay, is that as loud as you can go?
Yeah.
No, it's not. Let's do a stand up and just do, as loud as you can. Don't do it, don't do it. Julien's trapping you.
Oh, he's taping me too.
And you're taped. You're on YouTube. Say hi to YouTube. You can do more. You can do more. No, so I love you as an example. You're not going to go up fully on stage, but stand up for 1 second more. What's so scary? And that's the thing. We feel like I know exactly what you're feeling. I used to be so anxious, so shy, you cannot imagine. I would not even show up at an event like this. And if I did, I'd be sitting in the back with my cap down, and as soon as the speaker was like, you scream, scream, I would be out of here. Which is probably what you're feeling too. It's like, run, make a run for it. Yeah. And it probably feels like you're battling demons, like inner demons and monsters in this crazy wave, when in reality, who right now is scaring you so much? This. Now, I point it out so it's a bit comical, but it does take a little bit of the power away that it has on you if you stop taking it so seriously, if you stop viewing it as the big bad guy. This is your anxiety. This is who's whispering in your ear, don't do it. Look, they're filming you. You will be famous. People will remember you forever. You will walk down the streets and people say, oh, you're the person screaming with anxiety. When in reality, no one cares. But we'll talk about that later. So, one last try. Will you defeat this scary monster, the Kraken?
Ah!
Ooh, give her a hand. Yeah. Beautiful. Now, first concept, remember this, Inside Out. I'd also suggest you all watch the movie Inside Out too. I know it's a kids movie. I currently live in kids movies. I have 2 daughters. But this is, no joke, in my opinion, the best movie that illustrates a lot of self-awareness, shadow work. It's a must. Like if there's one thing you take from this, watch Inside Out and keep asking yourself throughout the movie, apart from the entertainment, what is my version of that? Okay? Now, what you will see in Inside Out, and what's currently happening within you, is that there's a battle going on. Every single one of us has this. You could say there's this force that pulls you towards expression, towards expansion, right? Anyone here want success? You want to succeed more? Raise your hand if so.
Woo!
Yeah, that's why you're here. It's like, I want to succeed. Who here wants to grow as a person? Remember more of who you are? Everyone. Who here wants to be more charismatic, more expressive, louder? Everyone. So there's that pull. Yeah. Right? It'd be weird if someone's like, no, none of that. Disgusting. Everyone has that pull for expansion, for growth. But at the same time, there's another pull. And there's a war going on. I want to scream. No. Pulls you back. This way, anxiety. This way. No. This tug of war. I want success. What if people judge you? You're right. I want to take a risk. I want to follow my purpose. What if you fail? And it's this constant battle, and you've probably all felt it. You might temporarily escape the grasp too, but it feels like this invisible hand that eventually reaches out and pulls you back to what you know. Right? And unfortunately, that's the experience of most people. Everyone wants to follow their dreams. You all have this hero version of yourself in your mind. Everyone does. Yet this little thing says, no, stay where you are, and we listen to it. It's insane, okay? And this appears everywhere. The example that I give with the scream is a very simple one. You've probably seen it in videos online. It's a fun one, right? Hey, scream as loud as you can. But it's also a very subtle and deep concept, meaning this is just in terms of expression. Does it mean you have to now scream as loud as you can wherever you go? Like if you see me walking in the street, am I like, ah, 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 all the time? No. That'd be weird. If I answer the phone, I'm like, hi everyone, this is Julien. No. But what it means is you should be able to. You have this body, this instrument. You should be able to be loud if you want. You should be able to be quiet if you want. This doesn't mean you have to be loud all the time. But it's also the difference between people who are quiet and charismatic and quiet and not charismatic. The difference is quiet and charismatic is by choice versus obligation. Here, I can be very quiet and charismatic because I choose to. I don't have to be loud. I could do the whole event like this with anxiety and you would all pay attention because it's a choice. But if I wanted to be loud, I could! See, it's all unlocked. Versus the person who's quiet and not charismatic, they can't be loud. It's as loud as I can scream. So they're forced to be quiet. I can only be this way. And people sense this. How unlocked are you? Now that's just expression. In terms of being seen too, people are staring at me. Anxiety kicks in, it's everywhere. The main person holding you back in life is you. It is. It's not the government. It's not other people. It's not whoever did you wrong, although that could have an effect too. But number one thing, you. The test I always give people is imagine someone else, other than you, was transported in your body. Okay, someone who you don't know, maybe someone you look up to, maybe me. Transported in your body, would they do better than you with your current circumstances? Think about it. The answer is yes. Is it because they're better? No. Is it because they're smarter? No. The only reason is they don't have the same conditioning as you, the same blind spots as you. At a most basic example, level, say you're scared of putting yourself out there. You're like, what are my friends and family going to think? Someone else other than you, they don't care about that. They're free. What are all these strangers going to think? They don't care about that. They're free. Limiting your success. They don't have those same blind spots. Free. So what that means is actually there's not much missing out there. Sure, things could change, but are you currently maximizing your surroundings, your resources, who you are, what you're dealing with, who you're dealing with? And all that comes from removing. Now, like I said, don't make this the enemy. The first thing you must do if you want to get rid of it is actually open yourself up to it. And this goes against mainstream advice. Most mainstream advice says, no fear, be fearless, right? Do you want to know how to stuff anxiety down? It's ultimately teaching you how to beat anxiety. And that's what we do. If you experience that voice coming up, and instead of actually feeling it, being open to it, listening to it, and we'll talk about this later, processing it, if you make it an enemy, it's no different than you beating a part of yourself. I remember experiencing this. I'm scared. Don't do it. Don't do it. And what would I say? Shut up. We're doing it. We're not a loser. We got to step up. Overcome it. Overcome it. Overcome it. Fearless, everybody. Fearless. Beat it. Whoa. Now, one, it never gets to the cause because it's not going anywhere. And two, you actually feel worse because you're beating a part of yourself. So step one is change it. Let's actually get to know it. You want to overcome this? You got to get to know it. You have to listen to it, even if it's not comfortable. You got to feel it too, even if it's not comfortable. Because if you don't know what you're dealing with, how are you going to deal with it? So do not make it the enemy. Do not disown it. Ultimately, you want to change your relationship with it. So think of it as, here's anxiety on your side, but it's just not aligned. It thinks, for example, what people think of you, judgment equals death. Hey, if you thought that, wouldn't you protect someone from it? Say from a young age, you're taught like, judgment is death, and you pass the lie detector, you believe it, and you see a loved one about to express themselves. Wouldn't you be like, shut up, quiet, don't you dare? That's what it's doing. It's just not aligned. It's not mature enough. It might have formed wrong beliefs. The strategies that it employs to protect you might actually be more hurtful, but the intentions are always good. It's not there trying to screw you over. Now, externally it is, yeah, but it's not its intentions. Does this make sense so far? Okay. Now, in terms of the relationship you have with yourself as well, and this links to overall confidence, anxiety is just one emotion. If you've seen Inside Out, there are many. And it's important to think about how you treat these different emotions. On a more macro scale, it's important to think about how you treat all aspects of you. Unfortunately, what most of us do is we play favorites with emotions. Think of these as your children. All your emotions right now are your children. Everyone like happiness? Good kid? Yeah, we love happiness. One of our favorite kids, right? What about excitement? You all love excitement? Okay. Anger? No? Ooh. Anger. I wish anger was never born. Why does anger even exist? What about anxiety? Anyone love anxiety? Fear? No? Yeah. So we have our favorite children, happiness, so on and so forth, and the children we hate. Now, if you view these as, you could say, your inner children, you could argue that most people are actually child abusers. Inner child abusers. I use extreme examples because you will not forget this. For real. What's the concept? Hey, embrace every part of you. But if we actually illustrate it as you, for example, anger is there, you're like, get out of here, anger. And then we put a happy smile to everyone else, like, oh, it's so great here. It's so great. Anxiety, get back in there. Oh, happiness, I love you. That's how we act. And then we're shocked in terms of, why don't I love myself? Why don't I feel good inside everyone? Because you're beating your children. You have this crazy, toxic, broken home. What are you doing? But then you're like, but anger is so horrible. I don't like feeling it. Yeah, but that's still your kid. And that's the thing. Don't try to get rid of those negative emotions. Change your relationship with it. And here's what you also realize is that, back to Buddhism, it's not the emotions that cause you to suffer. It's your relationship with them. Meaning, say, we'll even take anxiety, you were born in an alternate universe, right? Enter the metaverse. And in this universe, everyone is trying to be anxious. They're just too confident, okay? So you're in there and you're anxious. That's the goal. And say people start coming up to you and they're like, how do you do it? Do you have a course on how to be more anxious? Oh my gosh, everyone, look how anxious she is. How? Oh. What would happen if you felt anxious? You'd be like, yes. It wouldn't be as heavy. The same with sadness, right? Anyone like sadness? Everyone's like, no. Well, what if that was the goal in another universe? Everyone's like, you're so sad. How? You'd be like, yes. If that's you, change the relationship and realize that every single emotion is there for a reason, and they all serve a necessary purpose. They help you. What does anger do? For anyone who's like, I don't like anger. Yeah. Yeah, it lets you know that something's wrong or a boundary's been crossed. If you didn't experience anger, not good, right? Say you're walking down the street, someone spits in your face. You want to be angry. Yeah, you want to be like, what? What? Versus, more, please. It's good to have anger. The same with fear. Same with anxiety. It's good to have it. If you didn't have fear, you'd probably be dead, right? Here's a cliff. No fear. Done. Oh, someone pulled out a gun. No fear. Done. It's good to have it. Now, this is also where it gets tricky. If you start resisting it and labeling it as bad, it amplifies. Meaning that most of the anger that you see or that people experience or that you might experience, the same with most of the fear, isn't realistic. It's like, imagine there's a blinking light. You're driving a car. You probably have this. Another car pulls out in front of you. It's like, doot, doot, doot. The light turns on, right? It's good. Boundary's been crossed, the anger light is on. But what if it's just on all the time? It just never turns off. That's when people are like, I just want to get rid of this completely. No, you don't. You want to change your relationship so it turns on at the right time. Same with fear. Hey, you want it to be there when it makes sense. But more often than not, it's there when it doesn't make sense. And it's more intense than it should be. So don't try to get rid of it completely. Keep thinking, I want to change my relationship with it. The same with yourself. This whole work isn't about becoming better or improving yourself, because even that is labeling the current version of you as bad or not good enough. It's about changing your relationship with you, meaning why are you right now not the goal? Why aren't you like, yes, I'm happy to be me. This is the goal. And all the resistance that gets triggered, that is what you let go of. Back to that multiple universe example. What if there was a universe where you were the goal? And everyone's like, that's the best person ever. We all want to be like them. You'd probably feel different about yourself. But then we also get sucked into all these societal frames, other people frames. We still live, for the most part, like high schoolers inside. It's like, who are the popular kids? Am I popular enough? How do I become popular? Versus, you're you. Even at this point in time, if we freeze time, there's nothing you can do that will change you. It's you. And you can accept or resist yourself. The choice is yours. Resisting always makes it worse. Accepting makes it better. It doesn't mean settling, but it means this is me and I'm going to own me, because you really don't have a choice. That's actually you. The same when anxiety kicks in. Step one is don't stuff it down. Open yourself up to it, because otherwise whatever you resist persists. The same with different social anxiety challenges. A trap I've seen too many people fall into, and I've fallen into this, is you'll do different challenges to try to desensitize yourself. So even, say we take this scream example. Scream as loud as you can. Maybe you'll have the idea, you know what? I like that scream as loud as you can. I want to get really good at it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to all the different Julien events and scream as loud as I can so I get used to the scream as loud as you can. Right? Sounds like a decent strategy. Hey, I'm scared to talk to people, so every day I'm going to talk to people so I get used to talking to people. But if you think of the dynamic there, you're ultimately desensitizing yourself. You're still getting triggered by anxiety, but you're just really good at fighting it. It's like if I just practice fighting it, but it's still there, I'll get really good. No, don't fight it or it'll forever be there. And you might make temporary progress, but as soon as you stop doing those challenges, it's back. So unless your strategy is to keep doing different challenges to conquer anxiety till you're 80 years old, right? It's like, sorry, grandkids, got to go out and do my challenges so I can talk to you today. You're screwed. I mean, that's the strategy. That's how I first started my journey too. I was like, desensitize. And I got really good at battling it, but that battle inside was still going on. It didn't disappear. You want it to disappear, you can't battle it. First, open yourself up to it. Get to know it, listen to it, and allow yourself to feel it. Simply removing that label, anxiety is bad, creates so much relief. Yes?
How do you know the difference between acceptance and comfort or battling it? I feel like that's a thin wall.
Relief. Battling it is heavy. Even trying to BS yourself into accepting it, a lot of people in personal development, they do that. They learn so much about it, right? You watch all these videos, read all these books, you just try to jump to the right answer versus feeling, and it's still heavy. When you're battling it, even if you win, you don't really win because there's a certain heaviness versus you just feel the relief. Now, relief doesn't mean feeling happy, to be clear. The same in terms of authenticity. People try to label, like, what does it mean to be authentic? What's the label on it? Don't try to chase it logically. How do you want to know if you're being authentic? Same thing, follow relief. And relief, like I said, not happy, meaning you could feel sad, but there might be a relief in that sadness where you allow yourself to feel the sadness versus at the same time saying, why am I sad? I'm such a loser for feeling sad. I shouldn't be feeling this. Same with angry. Allow yourself to feel the anger. Relief, relief, relief. Think of anxiety, not as the enemy, but as your own child. Okay? You, inner child. Do children make the best decisions? Would any of you trust a child to make key decisions in your life right now? Are you sure? Why? Why not? They don't have the experience? Yeah. Are you saying children are not smart? Yes. They also have a very limited perspective on the world. Right? If you take a 3-4-year-old, are they thinking about politics and countries and so on and so forth? No. Very limited perspective. They might also draw wrong conclusions. Maybe a kid watches Harry Potter and they think Voldemort's in the closet. I know I said the name. Not knowing that, hey, it's just a movie. Right? So children have a very limited perspective on the world. Even stepping out of your comfort zone for a child, like I remember growing up, in class, for example. Say you're loud, maybe some people might laugh at you. As a kid, the classroom's the world. You're not thinking beyond the classroom. If you don't fit in the classroom, it's the equivalent of getting kicked out of the world. So you might think, okay, being loud threatens my survival, and that's the conclusion you arrive to. Now, that doesn't go anywhere. It's still here. And that's anxiety. If this child version of you that's still inside thought being loud gets you kicked out of the world, then if you're going to try to be loud now, don't do it. But it's still a more immature perspective, and that's why it's not aligned. More often than not, if you use your logical mind, you're like, there's really nothing bad that could happen. The same with public speaking. It's one of the biggest fears, but if you think about it, you're safe. Right? If any of you come up here on stage, you're not in actual danger, but for most it feels like you're about to die. It's like you just feel something taking over. Well, that's the immature version of you. And the way I like to view it is when anxiety takes over, The same with the eeny, meeny, miny, mo, scream. It's like an immature version of you that hijacks you and grabs the steering wheel that is your life in that moment. And that's why it feels like, I shouldn't be feeling this way. Like, in a way, what you're feeling is disproportionate to reality. It doesn't make sense, yet you're feeling it. Because that's what that younger version of you felt back then. Okay? And this is also why most anxiety isn't real anxiety, it's triggered anxiety. Okay? And oftentimes they could be, you could say real emotions and triggered emotions could be tied in together, where perhaps going up here on stage isn't the most comfortable feeling. Maybe you'll feel more comfortable at home alone on your couch. But it shouldn't feel like you're about to die. So if we take the total reaction, which might be like, oh, I can't go on stage, I can't go on stage. That's the reaction. Here's the realistic amount you should feel, and here's all the triggered amount you should feel that gets piled on top of that. Real anxiety, real emotions are always manageable. The triggered ones are the ones that get us, which is why a key question to ask yourself is, number one, am I in control? When you're triggered, you are no longer in control. Think of even anger. I'm sure you've had this. Something just triggers you and you just lose it. You get so mad and maybe you reach for your phone. I can't believe they did this. And you send that email and you send that text and you wait a little bit, you calm down and you look at your phone and think, what have I done? Anyone have an experience? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's what happened. Why did I send this? Because you were not in control. You didn't send it, the triggered feeling sent it. Right? So ask yourself, am I in control? Anger is not necessarily comfortable, but you're still there. Real anxiety, same thing, not too comfortable, but you can still function. Hey, this is not comfortable, but I can still move, I can still think clearly, I'm just feeling. Triggered, takes the steering wheel, and it's no longer you. The other one is my response proportionate to reality? In terms of the intensity, in terms of the duration, right? So come on stage. That's not proportionate to reality. Doesn't make sense, right? You're acting like you're about to jump out of an airplane, yet it's just coming up on stage. So the intensity here is not proportionate. It could also be the duration. A common example is a breakup, right? People go through a breakup, and is there a grieving phase, yes or no?
Yes.
Of course. But the same with real emotions, triggered emotions. I've seen so many people run years, if not decades later after a breakup. Even remarried sometimes, like, but my first wife, even the mention, triggers up so much. So the duration there is disproportionate to reality, triggered. And the same with the narrative, what that little voice is saying in your head. You're gonna die if you do this, you're gonna die, oh my God. Wait, is that proportionate to reality? What? So those are the two questions to really identify triggered and real. Am I in control? Is my response proportionate to reality? And the same back to viewing anxiety as a more immature, inner child version of you. If it was mature, the response would be proportionate to reality. No different than a child who's scared of opening a closet because they think there's a monster in it. They're going to be scared. You know there's no monster logically, but they don't. The same when you get triggered here. It's just a different version of, there's a monster in there. There's a monster if you scream as loud as you can. Don't do it. Yet it's not true. So catch it. Interesting. Something poked at this. Don't always trust it either. Would you trust a child all the time? Voldemort's in the closet, believe me. No. So don't always trust that voice in your head. Very important. Do you trust anyone you ever talk to, even adults? No, not all. That also applies to that voice in your head. When it says it's going to be the end of the world, and you'll start hearing the craziness, by the way, when you start opening up to it. You're like, wait, what? There's an example, too, where one of my friends is filming a documentary, and he interviewed someone around anxiety. And one of the first assignments that this person gives his clients is go to a cafe or a pastry store, right, a coffee place, and just order a pastry or a bagel. So that's the assignment. Go there, order your bagel, and as you're walking out, drop it on the floor and ask for a new one. Now, not purposely. Don't be like, more. Like an accident, and then say, oh, sorry, I dropped it on the floor, can I please have another bagel? That's the assignment, that's it. Just the thought of this for most would trigger them like crazy. Oh my God, I could never, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Now, instead of shutting it down or trying to battle it, it's like, well, why? Ask that anxiety. Why not? Why could we not do this? Well, then the people who work there are going to get really mad at you. If you go and say, can I have another one? They're going to, one, call you out. Did you drop it on purpose? Then what are you going to say? They're going to get heated. They're going to think you're trying to scam them out of an extra bagel. Those extra $2. Then they're going to call the other employees. They're going to gang up on you. Then you're going to have to defend yourself. You better speak louder and hold your ground. Things are going to escalate. Maybe you'll get into a fight. They're going to have to call the cops and you will end up in jail. That's what it'll tell you. Now, what he then had his clients do is look at the start and end of this. Drop bagel on the floor, end up in jail. What? It's crazy. Now, people sometimes experience this too, even with like the cameras and being on video. They're like, if they just get one glimpse of my face, I will be famous. Strangers will stalk me in the streets. I will go viral. That's also anxiety. That's disproportionate to reality. If that were the case, by the way, if even right now it's like, look at their faces, filming it, someone online, like say on YouTube's like, oh, blue dress. Do you really think they're going to remember you and you'll go viral? No. Otherwise, everyone and their mom would be going viral. It's so hard to stay relevant in someone's mind. Probably most of you will even forget me in a year or two. You'll be like, oh yeah, this one guy came, oh, he talked, oh yeah, Julien, yeah, I guess so. You'll have to be reminded. You'll completely forget about me. We're not all that important. That is anxiety manipulating you and gaslighting you. Do not always believe it. Like a little kid, you're gonna die. You'll go viral forever. Don't drop the bagel. What? Now, what would your reaction be to a little kid? That's cute. Not necessarily dismissive, like, oh, that's cute, but look, there's no monster in this closet. That's the approach with anxiety. Scream as loud as you can, don't, you're gonna die. Hey, there's no monster here. We're okay. The same way, for any of you who are parents, you would calm a child having a tantrum, just freaking out. For those of you who don't have kids, just imagine, what would you do? There's a kid here, you have to calm the kid down. How would you approach it? Would you buy into and believe everything the kid's saying? There's a monster in the closet, everyone, there's a monster in the closet. You'd be like, hey, one, don't disown what you're feeling. You won't be like, stop being scared, pussy. You're not gonna say that, right? Yet that's how a lot of the hustle culture and personal development treats it, right? It's like, are you some loser? It's like, hey, it's okay to feel what you're feeling. Deep breaths, breathe into it, but let's examine this. There's no monster there. Our response here is disproportionate to reality. Here, let's go open the closet together. That's the approach. Now, what happens? Here's anxiety. Let's open the closet. No, 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 no. Am I going to then boss anxiety to open it? It's like, come on, open it. No. Am I going to let it walk all over me like, oh, you're right, let's not open it? No. And this is the approach you must take with yourself. It's grounded, firm, but at the same time, very empathetic and loving. Hey, I'm here. Let's go together. No, no, hey, it's okay. I'm going with you. But still firm, there's still the hand there. We're going together. You open it, you realize there was no monster. Do that anytime the triggered anxiety takes over. You can ultimately thank it too. Say, hey, thanks for protecting me, but I don't need protection right now. Like a little kid, like, aliens are coming. Hey, thank you. If that were true, thank you. The intentions are good, but I don't need it right now. There's no aliens. That's really the message. That's the first step is don't stuff it down, don't make it the enemy, and thank it. Say, hey, thanks for protecting me, but I don't need you right now. Okay, we're not actually at risk right now. Our life's not at risk. And then relax into the feeling.
Now, before things start getting intense here, if you're looking to go through a similar process yourself and receive direct feedback from me personally, no matter where you find yourself in the world, then click the link below this video right now and apply for online coaching. This is my signature program, so click the link and I'll see you in there.
Social anxiety is something that I'm personally extremely familiar with. That was my existence growing up. For any of you who follow me for quite some time, I grew up in Switzerland, so across the ocean, not Sweden. And I was extremely anxious to the point where I even had anxiety around my own family. Like if it was dinner time, it's like, dinner time, kids. Whew, here we go. I'm going to have to talk, have to say something. Don't show them you're anxious. It was horrible, for real. Even around your own family. It was worse if it was family gatherings, like cousins and stuff. It's like Christmas time. Like, oh no. Like every kid was excited for Christmas, dreading it. For me, it was like, if you just survive this hell, you'll get some presents. You got this. That was my experience. I wanted to express myself. It's not that I didn't like people, didn't want to be around people. It's just that I couldn't. Anytime I'd try, it's like, just could not do it. And it would eat me up inside. It creates tons of separation, tons of isolation. You feel really hopeless after a while because you're like, what is wrong with me? Right? The way you talk to yourself, for example, you don't run out of things to say. Maybe even talking to yourself in the mirror. I always joke too, you could take someone who is the shyest ever in person, yet when they go home, maybe they play video games, they put on their headset and suddenly they're super charismatic and chatty. So they have access to it, it just shuts off. And that's what it felt like for me. There was one friend I was really comfortable with, one of my only friends, and I could just really be me. And I kept asking myself, why doesn't this translate in the other areas of life? What's wrong with me? I want to, but that force, again, just kept activating. Anxiety taking the steering wheel. Not here, couldn't do it. Not here, couldn't do it. And it was horrible. The same with at school. I remember reading, it was all in French, so we had to read these books. And the teacher would be like, okay, you start reading the book. You pick up where you left off. Now your turn, now your turn. And they'd randomly point people out, and it was like Russian roulette. I'd be there sweating like, not me, not me, not me. Could not express myself. Even asking someone out, right? It's like, I'd rather die. That's what it felt like. It was horrible. So that was my experience. And I tried to battle it. It was close to impossible. And I remember for a while basking in it, kind of accepting it, which is sad. It's like, you know what? I guess this is just me. You know, some people have it, some people don't. Some people can be loud, others don't. I guess I'll enjoy the people who are. I'll watch them on TV. Look how loud and fun and charismatic they are. Why wasn't I born that way? Oh well. The same with, I'd see people get into relationships in high school and stuff growing up. Not me. No way. And I was like, oh man, I wish I could be like that. And I'd go home and listen to emo music, like pop punk back in the day. It's like, when a guy meets a girl, da-da-da. And I was like, one day, one day. It was horrible. It became my comfort zone, this kind of sad, quiet desperation. Now, the scary part with this, by the way, if you relate or ask yourself, what's my version of that, is that it actually created a ton of extra anxiety. Why? Because, say you take my day-to-day, go to high school, university after that, and couldn't talk to anyone, had like my one friend or so, really, really shy, really wanted to get in a relationship. I couldn't, because I just couldn't talk. And then I'd go home, play music, and just fantasize about one day. That was the experience. Well, over time, that becomes your comfort zone. It's what you know. So now there was even more anxiety around saying hi to someone, because what if I did? And it's not that there weren't opportunities, by the way. I just wouldn't see them or I wouldn't take action on them. But say I said hi to someone and now we're in a relationship. You'd think I'd be ecstatic, right? This thing I've hoped for. No. Why? Because now I can't listen to those emo pop punk songs anymore. What happens to my emo nights crying myself to sleep one day? I can't, because now I have the relationship. So I can't fantasize about when I'll have it, because I have it. By the way, the same thing happens with success for a lot of people. I wish I had more money. I wish I was more successful. One day, one day, one day, one day. And it actually leads you to pushing success away, because if you had it, it would disrupt your comfort zone. And that's the thing. Comfort zone isn't necessarily comfortable. It's known. Your comfort zone could be pain. Your comfort zone could be hell. But it's the hell you know. And you will push away anything that is not aligned with it. So be very careful in terms of, what is my relationship to the present moment? What am I conditioning myself to? This whole one day is ultimately saying, this is not enough. I hate this moment. One day things will be better. Well, then you're conditioning yourself to forever hate this moment. And then you fall in love with these dreams and fantasies, and you ultimately become a dream sexual. which is a real term. You can look it up. Dream sexuality, someone who experiences sexual attraction or just general attraction for their dreams. It could be some mental fantasy around a person they never talked to, like a celebrity, dream sexuality. It could also be around who you are going to be and how you are going to act when things finally work out for you someday. And you fantasize about someday and you fall in love with someday. Dream sexuality. Shatter that. Reality over fantasy. Rule number 1. Okay? Now, going deeper here, why was it that I was so scared to, for example, let someone know, hey, I like you. Hey, do you want to go to the school dance with me? Why is it that I'd rather die? Well, rewind time. Back when I was younger, a more immature version of me, in school, really liked a girl. I was like 8 years old. Maybe a bit younger, might have been 7. And everyone found out. And what happens when kids find out you like someone? Julien and Sally sitting in a tree. It was horrible. Going to school was horrible. I'd get there and it's like, Sally, you like Sally. Which is crazy, right? You can't just be like, yeah, I do. It's like, no, I don't. I like no one at all. Right? Now, limited perspective, the classroom's the world, the school is the world. What is it communicating to me, right? My young, immature brain is, man, you messed up life. You screwed it all up. People found out you liked someone. Might as well just end it. Now, maybe not that extreme, but it felt like I'm about to die. School's gonna kick me out. No one will ever wanna be my friend. No one will ever wanna talk to me. It's over. And in a way, as a kid, your survival instinct kicks in. It feels like, whoa, you expressing your feelings threatens your survival. Never do it again. Now here I am as an adult, right? Say hi to someone, can't. Because that same immature version takes the steering wheel. Remember what happened when we were younger with Sally? Do you want to die? Don't you remember? Triggered. Get it? The link? It activates. So, I first started trying to battle it. I gave myself a challenge where I'm like, hey, you know what? Let me just ask a stranger for the time. That was my first step to try to overcome this. And I remember going out to a nearby city, and I was like, all you have to do is just ask for the time. Made sure I had no watch on. And I would say, well, what's the easiest person to ask? What do you think? If you had to. An old person. Yeah, the oldest, weakest looking person ever. And then just walk up and ask for the time. It was crazy. Looking back, I'm like, whoa, my God. But just to put it in perspective, that's how shy I was. I was the person walking the streets of the city, literally looking for old people to ask for the time. And I'd find one, and they'd start walking towards me. My heart would start racing like crazy, and I'm sure you've all felt this. Last minute, they're right there. All I have to do is, excuse me, what time is it? That's it, and then walk off, and I won. That was my challenge. They're right there, couldn't do it, and they pass me. And as soon as they pass me, what happens? Self-attack. Stupid, stupid, stupid. The constant self-attack. And that feeling, by the way, is worse. It's worse than the initial anxiety. But I didn't give up. I'm like, just follow them. And I'd be the guy following them, looking for the opportunity to say hi and ask for the time. For real. I remember going into like department stores, like in the perfume aisles, and I'm like looking up, and it's like an 80-year-old man. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And I'm trying to, I can't do it. Probably the staff's like, what's this guy doing? It was really weird, but like, that's how bad it was. And it took me a few months to finally be able to do it. And it was a few months where finally I found someone who was anxious too, kind of into this whole self-help world, and being with those other people helped me and gave me permission to do it. I could never have done it on my own. That's how anxious it was. And then it took many years of me, at first, battling it. That was the approach. It was like, come on, I can do this. Even when I first started coaching people, I was really good at the very start, this is 2010, at fighting against anxiety. I was really skilled at fighting against it. I was one of the best, but it was still there. I was just keeping it at bay by fighting it versus actually letting go of it. And then you're on this constant quest of just trying to do a little bit better, where I'm like, I'm really good at fighting it now when it comes to saying hi to people. I'm really good at fighting it when it comes to self-expression. But then I had to do my first few videos. Froze. So now I had to fight it with the videos. Some of my earliest videos, it's me fumbling. I'm like, hey, this is Julien and what I want to talk about. One more take, this is Julien and what I want to talk about. It was absolutely horrible. So it took many, many years. Why? Because I wasn't getting to the cause.
Yeah? This is Julien. Welcome to my blog. I'm here in Los Angeles right now on the rooftop of my apartment, as you can tell by the view in the background. And I want to share with you here some of my ideas, experiences, anything that has been working for me and that will hopefully help you out as well. So check the blog. I'll be updating it regularly every Tuesday and Thursday, and I hope you enjoy. One more take. So check the blog. I'll be updating it regularly with... This is Julien. Welcome to my blog. I'm here in Los Angeles right now on the rooftop of my... This is Julien. Welcome to my blog. I'm here in Los Angeles right now on the rooftop of my apartment, as you can tell by the view in the background.
Okay. What up? Hi. Wait, let me get in the Zoom. This is Julien. And I want to talk about some of the basic... This is so weird. You were actually born confident. You could all scream louder as a kid than now. Right? Did you take vocal lessons as a kid to scream so loud? No, you could just naturally do it. But what happened is the older you got, the more self-aware you became. You may have started noticing people staring at you versus just being you. Right? Young kid, just being me, screaming. Suddenly, someone kind of made a funny look when I screamed. Maybe this is not okay. And you start crafting this shell. You start putting on this mask and molding who you are to fit in and survive. And then you live your life that way. And that's actually most people. When you talk to them, you're not talking to the real version of them. You're talking to the shell version of them. Now, even myself, because I'm still a work in progress. I'm not perfect, to be clear. I'm not like, I've mastered it, everyone. No, at all. I've made tons of progress. And I've helped many people do the same, but I'm still on my own journey, and it's an endless journey until you die. And even for me, who's made so much progress, when I had my first daughter, this is 2020, it shocked me seeing her growth and development in terms of just how free she was. There's levels to this. And the biggest thing it kept telling me is, remember who you are. You could be like this. What did I lose? When did I lose this? And for who? For what? Why? Think about it for yourselves too. It's like you're disowning you. You're taking yourself so seriously. It's so heavy. You put on this mask, this shell. For who? And does it matter that much? Even if you think the people here, it's like scream as loud as you can. What are they all going to think of me? Why do you care? For them? You'd rather betray you for a bunch of strangers? Really? Is it worth it? The same with even friends. You'd rather betray you, that inner child version of you, to impress a friend, to impress a family member? Then think about it too. If that's actually your friend or family member, and they don't accept you when you're being you, is that really someone who cares about you? Yeah, then no. Never betray you to fit in. And you always have a choice, by the way. Stay true to yourself or betray yourself. And although it might be scary, it's like, if I stay true to myself, I'll get rejected out there. That can happen, yeah. But it hurts a lot more when you reject yourself in here. That's what destroys your self-esteem. So this is the experience of most. Born confident, put on this shell, put on this mask, and start molding who you are. You mold who you are for approval, right? Think back to a kid. Not only do you have a limited perspective on life, but you also depend on your parents or whoever is raising you for survival. You can't survive on your own. Now, say you're at a restaurant and you're loud. And your parents might look at you and say, hey, shh, be quiet, we're at a nice restaurant, right? Now that's what happened. Be quiet, we're at a nice restaurant. Child, limited perspective, you might interpret that very differently. Instead of be quiet, we're at a nice restaurant, you might interpret it as shut up. And you're like, you might also interpret it as in this moment, my parents are not approving of me. Meaning they don't love me right now. And if they don't love me, what could happen? They could get rid of me and abandon me. And if they abandon me, can I survive on my own? No, I die. So suddenly, just something like that, shh, feels like you're about to die. Now, as a kid, you don't know any better, so you're like, oh, I guess this loud aspect, this loud part of me is some kind of defect. What's wrong with me? I should not be loud. Why is this in me? What do? I gotta survive. I need the approval. That's how I survive. I need my parents' love. And that's the thing. Even if your parents, I love you unconditionally, we all interpret it as conditional love. When I get approval, I'm loved. When I'm not loved. So I better mold and shape who I am to only be the parts of me that get approval and disown the rest. And this is unique to you, by the way. It's not universal. Maybe in one household, it's like, don't be so loud. So you're like, get rid of loudness. In another household, it's, don't be so quiet. Get rid of quietness. In one household, maybe being creative is valued. You got to be creative. So you disown the more logical side of you. Another household, it's the opposite. Be logical. You disown the creative side of you. The same with where you live, where you're born. Just think of the general beliefs, the culture, the traditions. All of that is in your face, and you have to find your way. And you do that by saying, this is not okay. This is not okay. Let's get rid of this. This is not me. This is not me. The same with emotions. Maybe you're sad at the dinner table. Put a smile on that face. You're bringing us down. Why are you so sad? Okay, let's get rid of this. Right? Maybe even happy. Why are you smiling? What are you so happy about? Can't you see what we're all going through as a family? Oh yeah, I can't be too happy. And then people hold back laughter. I'm shocked too how often people are like, I haven't laughed in months. I'm like, what? Well, they disown those aspects. Okay? So we really all create this split. Think of it as here's all that is me. Here's the acceptable me. Here's the unacceptable me. For example, being loud, not okay. Expressing myself or showing interest in someone, not okay. All these aspects. Feeling sad, not okay. So no wonder you don't feel good enough. Now what happens too, and this creates so much social anxiety, is that now you're trying to just be this. Look everybody, this is me, the acceptable me. But you're walking around now with this big dirty secret. What is it? All this stuff you're hiding. So there's always anxiety in terms of, look over here everyone, this is me. Don't see through me. Can't really relax, or you might see that I'm more than this, or you might see all this dark stuff in me. You could also say this is your shadow, right? Don't look at my shadow. I'm sorry, there's all those things in me. There's nothing I can do about it. There's all these defects. Please, look at this, right? And now you're performing. You're playing a role. It's not really you. You have this mask on. Now, that's just the foundation for most people. If you take traditional confidence advice, what do people do? They try to get better at performing. Instead of, hey, let's re-own this, it's no, we're still going to bury this, but we're just going to get really good at optimizing this front. And this is the biggest tip, by the way, the shift in terms of communication skills or social skills, is that someone who is performing, they might look up things like confidence advice or charisma advice. But what's the intention in terms of how they use it? They use that advice to distract people from who they are. As opposed to, say you re-own everything and you're authentic, there's still great advice out there on the external, but the intention isn't, I'm using this to distract, it's I'm using this to highlight who I am, to bring attention to who I am versus away from who I am. But people will do this. They try to get better at performing, look up the little tips and tricks. They try to add on to it. Hey, maybe if I make this acceptable part of me bigger, it'll make up for all this. Let's throw some success and money at it. Let's throw even more approval at it. That'll help, right, everyone? No, because it doesn't matter how much you're compensating, you're still compensating. It doesn't get rid of the stuff you're compensating for. It doesn't matter how much you try to be good enough, it's forever going to reinforce you're not good enough at a core. And people spend their lives like this. This is also why being the center of attention can be so scary, or if the spotlight is on you, it's very scary. Because, like say there's the light on you or attention's on you, it's all these eyes that could see through what you're hiding. Which, that is another question I suggest you ask yourself more often. What am I hiding? In moments you feel really anxious, what am I hiding? What am I afraid people will see? And it could simply be, for most, I'm afraid that people will see me being nervous. Meaning, in the acceptable, you're okay with people seeing you being angry or being funny, but they better not see me when I'm nervous. They better not see me when I'm weak. They better not see ... fill in the blanks. That's for you to figure out. But what are you hiding? And why is it labeled as so bad, so terrible, that there's so much anxiety around people seeing through you? If you have nothing to hide, there's no anxiety, because what you see is what you get. It's like, hey, here's me. Relief. What am I hanging on to? Right? Even for myself, in some of my earlier speeches back in 2010, I was trying really hard to be cool. And you could sense, again, I don't think any of you followed me back then, but in the vibe, it was just very heavy, very try hard. And what did I want? I wanted all of you to think I'm cool. Look how cool I am. And there was a fear of, what if they see that I'm not as cool as I portray myself to be? Anxiety. Versus when you're actually able to relax into who you are, oh, it's so easy. It really is. And it actually lights that up in others, so they're like, I want that. Meaning, instead of compensating, re-owning, you will be shocked at how people will look at you, and people will want to be even around you, hoping that that same energy rubs off on them. It's the secret to being magnetic. It's not being super good with all these, charisma techniques. It's really just about owning who you are, like unapologetically, and you stand out like crazy. Okay? Now, the bigger the split here, the lower your level of self-esteem. Right? So, acceptable, unacceptable. Say it's a bigger split, there's even more that's unacceptable, then there's only a little bit that's acceptable. Low self-esteem. You can try compensating. Look at all the things you might have thrown at it so far. Doesn't help. You can also look at the different ways you try to boost yourself or your confidence. If you take 3 famous paradigms, there's having, doing, being. Okay? Most people try to throw having at the acceptable front. The more money I have, the more friends I have, the better looking I am, the more in shape I am, the more I can show off on Instagram, on social media, all these things. Am I good enough yet? I am how much I have. Nope. The level above that is doing, though. I am how much I work. Do you all see how much I hustle, everyone? Working every day, 24/7. The grind never ends. Right? It's like, no. You might catch yourself if you try to find your confidence or you compensate by doing, where if you're talking to someone, you just can't shut up. Because you feel like if you stop talking, you start losing your value and your confidence goes down. So you always have to qualify, try hard. As opposed to, why is my value not just in who I am? Why do I need to compensate to begin with? Why am I compensating for something? Why am I approaching everyone, every situation like this? Again, I'm sorry you have to tolerate me, but here I brought flowers to make up for it. You don't need the flowers. I used to walk into environments like that. I'd go to a restaurant, a bar, and I'd be like, everyone here already is judging me and hates me, and I better prove them wrong. Why am I assuming that? Why do I need to prove them wrong? Why don't I assume that they're actually on my side? Right? Think about it. For those of you I pointed out, maybe you felt that too. Maybe you're like, oh, Julien pointed me out, better prove him wrong. Everyone's staring at me for the scream, I better prove him wrong. Versus, why don't I assume they're on my side? Because I doubt, the same with the scream, anyone here is like, oh, I hope you mess up. Right? I hope you're all like, yeah. Same for me with my speeches, by the way. They're all going to hate me, I better prove them wrong. No. Like, I doubt any of you felt that, because this is your time, this is your life. You're more on my side than me even. You're probably like, do a great job, Julien, because we're investing part of our life at this event. Go on, do the best event. Versus, oh, I hope you have the worst event ever. Because then everyone wastes their time here too. So think about it. It's like, interesting. Why can't I just be, right? Now, you can go even more detailed in that, where with the having, like some common ways people try to boost the acceptable side, also known as having situational confidence, is through meeting superficial standards, right? If I'm able to look how people look in the movies, I'll finally give myself permission to be confident. It'll make up for all that. By trying to tap into different roles. Perhaps you've experienced this if you take a classic job, or maybe you've worked a job like that. I used to work way back in 2009 at the Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf, which is like a Starbucks in LA. A barista, I'd make the lattes. And the manager there, simply because he was in a manager position, it would give him authority where it made him more confident, because you're in that role. So if you're in a position of authority, like you're a boss talking to employees, you'll tap into more confidence. But it's the role that's giving you confidence. The same with your expertise. Maybe you're someone who learned a lot about a certain topic, and you feel really confident in a group conversation when you're talking about that topic. But if it veers off, you're like, I don't know as much about that topic, back to this one. And maybe you become that one-dimensional person where everything's like back to this one topic because it's all you know. Maybe you know people like this, right? So there's all these different strategies. But real confidence can't depend on anything. It really can't. Another way of viewing this is most people say this is super confident, being myself. This is not confident, right? High self-esteem, low self-esteem. Most people, they believe they're down here, and the way they try to feel more confident, by the way, this is the most toxic way, do not do this, is by bringing others down. If I bring others down below me, in contrast, if they're down here, I'm up here, I can be confident. Hey, if I kind of make fun of them and get them to doubt themselves, etc., yeah, look at their self-esteem drop, confident. Terrible. And you'll see people hooked on this. Always trying to tear others down so that in contrast, they feel like they're winning. Do not do this. The second approach, and this is where the majority of people find themselves, is instead of bringing others down, they try to bring themselves up. Hey, I got to catch up to everyone. I got to boost my level of self-esteem, compensate for who I am, make more money, more success, learn more, et cetera, et cetera. But that doesn't work. Trying to be good enough in a way, because it continuously reinforces that at a core you're not. And that's the thing. Only someone who's not good enough is trying to be good enough. Only someone who's not confident is trying to be confident. So the more you're like, gotta be confident, the more you're telling yourself, I'm not confident. Instead, it's questioning, why do I assume or believe I'm down here? What are perhaps all the lies, experiences, past trauma, you name it, that have convinced me I'm down here? And instead of trying to boost yourself up, you let go of all of this and realize that you were actually always up here and it was just a lie. It was just a bluff. Because trust me, otherwise you're just in this elevator. You'll boost yourself up, you'll fall down. Most people feel this way. Maybe you'll wake up one morning and for some reason you just look really good that day. Anyone ever experienced that? I hope. And you feel your confidence, like today's gonna be a good day. Maybe you go out, you eat too much, you have a few drinks, you wake up the next day and you're just bloated. And you're like, oh, I look terrible. Confidence down. And most people, it's this elevator. And you hope. It's like, I hope so. Please today, make it a good day. No control. That's situational. As opposed to, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what I look like. Doesn't matter how successful I am. Doesn't matter. This is me, and it's a constant. And that comes from letting go, not trying to spike your self-esteem up. People also really try to spike it with approval, right? It's like, hey, if I talk to someone and they smile and laugh at me, I get to spike my level of self-esteem. And then it always falls. Instead, why is it down here? People don't want you to be nice, they want you to be real. Fake niceness is the worst, for real. And people can tell, and the thing that actually messes up people pleasers the most is you make all these sacrifices for other people to please them. You do. You say yes when you want to say no, you say no when you want to say yes, and it builds up over time. And when others don't do the same for you, because what you're doing is toxic, you're like, why don't they? Don't they see all the sacrifices I made? And you start resenting them. And it actually poisons the relationship. So think about it. It's like, am I being nice because I feel inspired to be nice? Is it just this authentic kindness? Or am I being nice to manipulate a certain outcome? Am I being nice so they don't reject me? Well, then it's manipulation. It's people pleasing. I'm being nice because otherwise they'll get really angry. I'm being nice because I'm not good enough, so I better show how nice I am, and maybe they'll tolerate me with all the defect stuff in my shadow. If I'm just super nice, if my front, my mask is the nicest one, maybe I'll be accepted. Maybe they'll take pity on me. No, shatter it. And here's the thing, everyone's fake nowadays. If you're real, you stand out. It's this breath of fresh air. Especially even if you look online with AI and whatnot, most of self-help now is AI. You do realize that. Most coaches, even who you watch, except for me, no. I'll use it a little bit, but for the most part, like most coaches, they ask AI to write the videos out for them. Yeah, I mean, it's let it land. They do. There's even coaches, like go online and say, YouTube coaches, like who teach you how to do YouTube, and it's all around AI. It's here, scan the videos of the people in your market and download the transcripts and upload it to AI, then download all the comments, copy paste them into AI, and AI will structure it out for you, and then ask them this, and AI structures it all out, and then they just recite it. And they have the little teleprompter on their camera or on their phone where you don't even see it because it's on the screen, so it looks like they're looking in the camera. It looks like it's natural. It's all AI. And everyone does it, then everyone copies each other. If one makes a video and it does well, they're like, I'm going to do that too. And ultimately, the advice is becoming robotic and AI. There's not that much freshness and realness and rawness, and this also means embracing imperfection. The day you see me do a video like that where it's just perfect, every word is perfect, you're like, something is off. And that's the thing, people also don't want you to be perfect. They want to see the realness. Even in the way I talk here, I still use filler words. Notice the ums and ahs. It varies throughout the years. I'll have little go-tos where for a period of time I kept saying, let it land. I'll still say it sometimes. I'm like, let it land, let it land. There was one video I said it so many times. I was like, oh my gosh, this is the let it land video. But it's real. And I'd rather embrace that than be the more robotic, calculated, which is the average public speaking class, by the way. Eliminate ums and ahs, and then what does it look like? These weird pauses. Hi, everybody. I hope you are ready for today's event. Do you like that? Or, hi everybody, I hope you're ready for today's event. But there were ums and ahs. Yeah, but it was real. Same with you and your personality. Stop crafting this perfect front. Bring the realness. Bring the imperfection. The non-AI. We're trying to all be AI in real life. Screw that. The messiness is what connects, for real. So, a few more things here with social anxiety. This is a bit more on the external, but it does really matter. The first one is realizing that, back to anxiety whispering in our ear, it will try to convince you that you are the center of attention. Just like as a child, you're like, the world revolves around me, right? My parents exist just for me. Everyone should pay attention to me. My parents have friends over, they better pay attention to me. That's the only reason they're there. Me, 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 me. It's the movie of me. Life is the movie of me. And it continues to run you into your adult life, where right now, all of you are living the movie of you, where you are at the center. Currently, I am just a background character in your movie. You do know this. You're sitting here and you're viewing it like, there's the guy we saw on the TikTok, Instagram, just yapping about on stage. That's pretty cool in the background. Then you're going to leave and that's it. For me, I'm at the center, but I'm not center for you. And same here for everyone. So all of us live in the movie of me. They're not all looking at you. No one actually cares about you. It's back to what I said before. It's very hard to be memorable. It's very hard to stand out because no one cares. Really, you could do the craziest thing, no one cares. And if they do, they forget. And not just that, but we just talked about AI. They also get pumped up with so much information, you just blend into the background. And that's also what you're competing with, by the way. For the average person who just, doom scrolls through Instagram, Twitter, the news, you name it, you're competing with crazy clickbait, insane headlines and events around the world, yet you think that I'm going to stand out in the stranger's mind above all that. No, you're just a background character. Even walk down the street and ask yourself, how often do you see people looking around? You think people stare at you in the street? No, they live in this bubble and they have their phone. No one's actually looking at you. When you leave the house and you dress up, you're really dressing for you. And you'll be lucky if maybe 1 or 2 people see you, but then they'll forget and they will not look at any of the details either. Back in the day when I was anxious, I was so worried about that, even wrinkles, I'd be like ironing my pants before going out. That's how insane it was. I'm like, if someone sees one little wrinkle, it's over. And it's like, no, people just kind of view the general thing. That's it. It's like, oh, some colors. Like, that's it. Like the only thing, like your shirt stood out. I'm like, okay, cool. You know, gray colors, blue colors, okay, just like blobs. We forget so much. I mean, even your life. Think about how much you forgot in your life. Even the best times of your life. Things at the time, you're like, that was awesome. And you're like, completely forgot about it. Same with the worst times. Right? And that's you. That's your life. You think you're going to hang on and remember the stranger that you saw forever or other people can do that for you? No. And the more you realize you're just some little background character, some NPC in terms of other people's movies, the freer you are. Because now there are no eyes on you. We literally treat our lives as if there's like fans everywhere. There are no fans. And if they do see you, they forget about you. So really, you're just living for you. And there's a certain freedom in that. It's like, I can actually be me. The next one is no one knows you as well as you know yourself. So why are you looking to them? Right? Most people just see the trailer that is you. Even me here on stage, you don't know that much about me. What is your perception based on the content that you've seen? So maybe one of you've seen like a 2-minute video, and that's the only data you've had. Based on that 2 minutes, you create this whole perception. This is the type of person he is, this is what he thinks, this is what he does in his free time, this is et cetera, et cetera. Maybe some of you have seen a 1-hour video of me. Now you have different data, and you form that. So everyone's ultimately speculating and projecting. Who you see, who you think I am, is just a person that lives in your mind. It's not actually me. And that applies to you as well. What I think of all of you here, I don't know you. It's just an image that's in my mind. It's not actually you. This also applies to your friends, even your family. No one's been you. No one's seen the movie that is you except for you. You're the only expert in you. Everyone else, they've just seen a little bit. So why take their advice or input or judgment seriously when it comes to you? They don't know you. You're the only expert. It's also freeing in terms of people who do judge you. Because sure, that can also happen. People will judge you in positive ways and in negative ways, especially if you put yourself out there. But who are they really judging? That version of you that exists in their head, not you. They're either putting it on a pedestal, that person's so amazing, yeah, but that's not me. Or screw that person, yeah, but that's not me. Free, right? An exercise I'd give people for this too is, imagine for fun, just look around the room right here and just pick 3 strangers in your mind. 3 people who you don't know. Don't tell them, but just pick them in your mind. Everyone have 3? Doesn't matter who, just 3 people you don't know. Okay? So, you pick 3 people you don't know, and what I want you to do now is imagine that those 3 people were all hanging on a cliff, and you're standing in front. You can only save 2. Who would you let fall? Don't tell them. But do pick a person. Who would you pick? Your face is priceless in this moment. You're like, oh my gosh, there's a point to this. Whoever you picked, ask yourself why. Because this is what's interesting with it, is you have to let one fall. Right? So you made a choice. These are 3 strangers. They did nothing to you. There's no impact. They're just strangers. Why did you pick the person you picked versus the other 2? What about them? I do this at the start of some live events, especially back in the day where it was a long days, like 2-day events. And everyone would pick someone in their mind, and I'd say, okay, paint out the picture. And for some, it's like, you know what? I didn't like their face. It reminded me of like my ex or something, or they seem like they know it all. They seem smug. You know what? They seem very negative, etc. They'd paint this whole picture, and they were in small groups. Throughout the day, they'd do all these exercises in groups, and they'd get to know each other very well. You drop the fronts, and you'd actually see what's really going on. People would open up about their lives, their issues, and 99.9% of the time, that first projection was completely wrong. People they're like, oh, they seem so smug and mean, they know it all. At the end, they're like, I was totally off. Now, what does it show you? Projection and speculation. That's how people view you, the same way here. It's not actually you, and it has nothing to do with you. It's just what you perhaps trigger in them, but it's not you. Yet, anxiety will make it mean something about you. Same with rejection. Oh my gosh, rejection. What? All of you should be getting rejected. The day you stop getting rejected is the day you should start getting worried. Meaning, what's going on? Why am I not getting rejected? Because the only way to pull that off is to be the fakest person ever. Really, to be the social chameleon. You are meant to be rejected forever. And rejection isn't bad, it's natural. The biggest lie that we're sold and that a lot of us hang on to is that you must get along with everyone, and everyone better get along with you. What? The only way to do that is for all of us to be the same, for you to be a mirror of every single person you talk to. But are we all the same? No. We're all equal, but we're all different. Do we all agree on the same things? Do we all have the same favorite movie? No. Do we all enjoy the same humor? Does everyone you talk to, do you click with them the same way? No. There's such a thing as natural chemistry. And that applies romantically, it applies to friendships, in all aspects. There's a certain chemistry. Some people you talk to and you just, wow, you flow. Some others, nah. Doesn't mean there's something wrong with them, doesn't mean there's something wrong with you, there's just no match. And that's how you should really view yourself, like a magnet. The mentality I have when it comes to it, and I even brought this for that reason, is think of it like this. When you're born, every single one of you is given a card. Okay? So let's just say the 5 of diamonds. That's my card. And in terms of rejection and polarity, your job is then to go out in the world and find the people who, just like you, have the 5 of diamond. That's finding your tribe, the people who resonate with you. Now, let's say I walk up to you and you have the Queen of Clubs. Oh, rejected. What's wrong with me? I'm so inferior. I don't deserve to live. What would you say? No, it's just there's no match. Does that mean there's something wrong with him? No, just no match. That's rejection. It's natural. And then you go through life and you find the people where you're a match. So with rejection, when are you making it mean something about you? Something that has nothing to do with your sense of worth or whatnot. Stop taking it so personally. It's natural. And you should be happy. Because what do people pleasers also do? Say he has like the Queen of Clubs, and I see it. I'm like, oh, Queen of Clubs. Me too. Just don't look. Me too. Yes. And you pretend that you're also the queen. And now you are trapped in a golden prison. And that's the worst kind of prison, by the way. You might think you win, right? Like say I wanted to impress all of you and I pretend like, oh, I'm also the queen. Ha ha ha. Now I have to forever pretend that I'm the queen. And walking on eggshells. I've seen so many people even get into relationships like that, pretending to be something they're not, or to be into something they're not actually into. And then the whole relationship, they have to maintain this lie. That's hell. That's a prison of paranoia as opposed to, I can just be me. Now, what this also tells you is instead of trying to avoid rejection, what's the fastest way to find the other people who have this card? To go through all of you as fast as possible. Do you have it? 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 And to get rejected as fast as possible by as many people as possible until you find the people who do. Yeah, lead into rejection. It's awesome. It only sucks if you make it mean something about you and if you approach it as a people pleaser. Tell me who I am. Tell me how good enough I am. But no, you're actually screening. That's it. You're sorting through it. You're screening. Anyone else, anyone else, anyone else. And this applies to friendships and relationships, by the way. It's insane, too. I was talking to a client earlier today who's like, in a relationship now, and it's not too great. They don't see eye to eye on certain things that are important, and it's probably going to end. So I did a call with him, and he told me, he had 3 relationships in, mini relationships, like 3, let me rephrase. He had 3 crushes in the past 5 years where he was too scared to say that he was into them. And then finally, he said it to this one, the fourth one, and like I said, it's not going too well. And his biggest fear, because I told him, doesn't seem like you're a match. And he's like, well, I'm scared because say I end this, what if for the next 5 years I'm alone again? Right? And it makes you think too, just as society as a whole, how, screwed most people are, because say you're given this 5. In terms of friends and relationship, how do most people meet them? Well, school. So you may have your friends from high school, from college. And out of that small pool of people, does anyone have my card? Maybe later on at your job, coworkers, maybe some activities, some hobbies you have, maybe the occasional friend to friend. And you, like, that's the average person, this very small pool of people, and they pray that there's someone else who has the same card in that pool. More often than not, they don't. So they have to compromise who they are or settle and go for someone who there is no match, and they just tolerate it through life. Or they don't and they just wait, but maybe one day I'll just find someone who has this card too. One day. No. The key, embrace rejection, go sort through a lot of people, ask a lot of people, do you have this card, do you have this card, and widen the pool. A simple habit is just talk to 3 strangers a day. So easy to do. Well, unless anxiety takes over, but the action's pretty easy. All of you can talk to 3 strangers, lower the bar. Even at the grocery store. Someone's checking you out, start a conversation. You're in line at Starbucks, start a conversation. You're walking down the street, hey, how's it going? Show your card more. Sort through more people. That's the key. Then, if you want to go a bit deeper on the relationship side, it's also asking yourself, what is my ideal relationship? Who is my ideal partner? What card do I have? What card am I looking for? And where do those cards hang out? Right? For example, say one of the top things in a relationship is, I want someone who plays video games. Right? Example. Well, card that plays video games, let's just say it's the, there you go, 6 of spades. Well, where do they all hang out? Maybe a video game convention or whatnot. So you can go into different environments that increase your odds of finding the match. But that's the approach. And then it's not about, like, the average person, it's say I talked to 4 people, I'm going to talk to all 4 of them, how many of them liked me? If only 1 liked me out of 4, that means I'm just 1 out of 4. That's how low of a person I am. None of them like me, that's how low I am. That's pathetic. As opposed to, I went through 4, none of them have my card. I'm glad I determined that fast. And if you hide your card by people pleasing, you'll never know if there's that polarity. And then you spend your time, you ultimately waste your time on the wrong people when you should have just ripped the Band-Aid off sooner than later. I'd rather get rejected right off the bat than find out months down the road, oh, we're not a match. Because then there's the opportunity cost. So lean into rejection. And with rejection too, the same with embarrassment, learn to laugh at yourself. If you're able to find rejection funny, it ceases to be rejection and it turns into this funny thing. For real. Like, say you say hi to someone, they're like, oh, no, thank you. And they walk off and you're just like, stupid, like in the corner. And you're actually laughing at how crazy that is. Now it's a funny thing, not a rejection. The same with laughing at yourself. If people laugh at you, why don't you join in on that? Why do you let them have all the fun? Laugh at yourself too. It's just you, it doesn't matter. And stop taking yourself so seriously. Like, even saying this, I see some faces like tense up, like, oh, I could never laugh at me. I'm such a big deal. What? No, nothing's that serious. So what? Someone laughs at you. Did it change you? It'll change you if they laugh at you. It won't. The same with people who judge you, people who boo you. It doesn't change you. You're not going to burst into flames or anything. And they're not really thinking about you. Don't take their opinion seriously.
Now, what you just watched here is just a small piece of a larger system and process. So what you want to do now is click this video here to see exactly what I'm talking about and how it all fits together.